Hi, welcome to Storytime with Gigi. Today we're reading a story from Jen Henson's Muppets called Kermit's Cleanup, a book about imagination. Bean Bunny skipped up the front steps of Kermit's house and rang the doorbell. "Hi," Bean said. When Kermit answered the door, "Are you ready to go to the park?" Before Kermit had time to answer, his mother called from the living room. "Kermit," she said, "don't forget about the basement." "Oh, shucks," Kermit said with a sigh. "I did forget. Sorry, Bean, I can't go. I promised my mother I'd clean out the basement." "It won't be as much fun without you," Bean said. "If I can help you clean, maybe we'll still have time to go to the park. With two of us working, we'll be done hippity-hop." "You mean lickety-split?" Kermit asked. "Whatever," said Bean. "Come on, let's get to work." So Kermit and Bean carried the cleaning supplies down the basement stairs. It's nice to have a friend to help. "Wow," said Bean as he looked at all the things in the basement. "This stuff looks great." "Are you kidding?" Kermit said. "It's going to be a lot of hard work sorting through everything. Then we have to lug things up the steps so my mom and dad can take them to the dump." Bean pointed to a big box in the corner of the room. "You're not going to throw that out, are you?" he asked. "Why would you want to keep it?" said Kermit. "It's not good for anything." "I can imagine 20 things it would be good for, and that's before I really start using my imagination," said Bean. Kermit looked at the box and then at Bean. "What kinds of things?" he asked. "If we cut out windows and a door, it would make a great playhouse." "Or we could turn it on its side and pretend it's a cave," Bean said. "You're a good pretender, Bean," said Kermit. "My Granny Bunny taught me all about pretending. She calls it putting on your imagination cap," Bean explained. "Granny says there's lots of ways of looking at something. With an imagination cap on, you can pretend all kinds of things." As Bean talked, he walked around the basement, opening boxes and looking inside. "Wow," he said, "you have some of the best junk I've ever seen. Look at this box of old pots and pans." "What could we do with them?" Kermit asked, looking puzzled. Bean thought for a moment. "I've got it," he said. "We'll turn that box into a castle and we'll be knights, and the pots and pans can be our armor," Kermit said. "That's a neat idea." "Now your imagination cap is starting to work," said Bean. "Come on, let's get going." Kermit grabbed the broom and began to sweep while Bean hopped about with the mop, clearing dust and cobwebs from the ceiling. When they had finished cleaning, they moved all the boxes and odds and ends to the middle of the basement floor. Then they set to work sorting out the things they could use. While Kermit cut a door in the big box, Bean found two smaller, narrower boxes. He set them on top of the big box. "They are the towers of our castle," he explained. In a corner of the basement, Bean found some old paint cans. One of the cans had some gray paint left in it. "This will be perfect for painting our castle," he said. So they're painting it to look like rocks. Then Kermit found a small blue wading pool. This'll make a great moat for our castle. Bean agreed. Now your imagination cap is working full blast, he said. They used 2 cinder blocks and a plank to make a bridge over the moat. Next, Kermit found a set of long green curtains. Well, I guess we can throw these out, he said. Oh, no, said Bean. We'll hang them behind our castle. They can be the forest where the wicked dragon lives. So with some old garden hose, they hung up the green curtains. Bean stepped back to admire their work. Now all we need is a horse, he said. How about using this old sawhorse, Kermit suggested. Great idea. First they painted the wood gray. Then Bean placed an old boot on one end of the sawhorse. Kermit wiped off the paintbrush he had been using and tied it to the other end. When they were done, both Bean and Kermit agreed they'd made a pretty good-looking horse. The basement was no longer a mess of boxes and stuff piled every which way. It now looked like a magical playroom. Everything is ready except us. Except for us, said Bean as he tied a pot lid on his head. He strapped a cookie sheet around his chest and picked up a spatula to use as a sword. Kermit used a roasting pan lid as a shield, a pot for his helmet, and a wooden spoon as his lance. He and Bean were 2 very fine-looking knights. So there's their castle and the forest. All afternoon they rode their horse, fought dragons, and rescued princesses. This is the most fun I've ever had cleaning up, Kermit told Bean. There's their imagination. My Granny Bunny was right, Bean replied. Everything can be more fun when you're wearing an imagination cap. And that's our story. I hope you liked it. Make sure that you like and subscribe and share with your friends. Bye until next time.